Everyone, Stephen Hurd with Hurd Homes Real Estate here in Orange County, California. And in today's episode of the podcast, I want to talk to you about the 11 steps that you need to take to get whatever it is you want in your life. Okay? Before I get right into the content, I'm going to ask you two questions. Number one, how do you go about getting what it is you want in life? Whether you want a new car, a bigger home, a better marriage, stronger faith, better physical health, what is your method for going about and getting what it is you want? Now, the second question, is it predictable? Do you feel, and after an honest assessment, that after you've gone through this method of getting what it is you want, that consistently, predictably, you get the things that you really, really want? If your answer is yes, you are knocking it out of the park, you get whatever you want 70, 80% of the time or more, this is probably not relevant to you, so you could just go ahead and tune out now. If the answer is no, it's not predictable, sometimes I hit, sometimes I miss, but it's not a very predictable system for me. Let me just go ahead and give you an 11-step system, and you could tell me whether or not it works better for you, okay? So the first step in getting whatever it is you want in life, achieving whatever great thing it is, right? Because simple things that are not great, don't require 11 steps, right? But if you really want to achieve something great, if you really want to get that dream home, that dream car, that dream body, you have to have a plan. So step number one is to create a vivid vision. Now, most people, when they go after achieving a goal, they will create some kind of general outline. I'd like to lose weight. I'd like to get a raise. I'd like a bigger home. If you want to achieve whatever you want, you have to create a vivid vision. So how do you do that? You ask yourself, what do I want? Okay, so I want a bigger home. What does that look like specifically? Well, I'd like 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. I'd like upgrades. I'd like this size yard. Get really, really specific. We want a vivid vision. Second question, why do I want it? What's important to me about having a bigger home? This will tell you whether or not you should actually chase the goal at all. So what's important to me? Why do I want a bigger home? Well, it will motivate me. I need a home office. I'll be more productive at work. I'll create more experiences. If I have a pool in my backyard, I can have family over. That could be a worthwhile goal, but those emotional reasons, the why, is what drives the what. The third question is, what will it look like specifically once it's achieved? So, hey, once this is achieved, this is the house that I want to get. I want this trim, I want this price, I want this bedroom. Get really specific on that criteria and do not settle. Now, the fourth question you want to do, or the fourth thing you want to do, is you want to set a realistic date. So you want to have a deadline, a time was this far, no further. Once you set that deadline, and you know what happens when you're racing or when you are running and you come close to the deadline, all of a sudden your body tends to give you a little bit more energy and you tend to actually speed up a little bit. So that deadline actually keeps you at a healthy pace until you get to the goal. So that's step number one. Is I encourage you to write it out, yellow pen and pad, type it out, but I'd really encourage you to write it out, a vivid vision of what it is you want specifically. Step number two, break it down into small milestones. I find that this is really simple for me, and this is really hard for a lot of people. For whatever reason, they're just not wired to think that way. If that's you, that's completely okay. You need to get with a friend who's a little bit more analytical and can help you break this down. So if your goal, let's use a really simple financial goal, okay? Your goal is to save $120,000, okay? $120,000. Let's say you want to achieve that in a year. Okay, that might be realistic for a lot of people, but we're just using a simple number. So break it down into small milestones. So rather than look at 120,000, rather than look at the peak of the mountain, rather than looking at Mount Everest, look at the first hill you have to climb. So break that down into, okay, what does that look like in 6 months? Well, that's 60,000. Okay, break that down even further, because now I'm just looking at half the mountain. What is that first hill? It's $10,000 a month. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to really break down your goals into, go from annual to, twice a year to quarterly to monthly. And then if you can, break it down to weekly. That's about $2,500 a week. So whatever your goal is, break it down into small achievable milestones, and then you want to focus on those milestones. So I'm not thinking about this is my yearly goal. I'm thinking about this is what I need to achieve this week in order to hit the monthly goal, in order to hit the semi-annual goal, in order to hit the yearly goal. So break it down into small milestones. Step number 3, create a simple plan. When I say a simple plan, that means if I articulate it to someone else, it should be so simple that they should be able to understand it and articulate it to someone else. So the more simple your plan, the more likely it is that it will get achieved. So let me give you an example. Let's say you want to lose 10 pounds this month. Okay, so if you really look at it, weight loss is calories in, calories out. You want to lose 10 pounds, a pound is 3,500 calories, so you'd have to lose 35,000 calories. So a simple plan for that might be, and this is an extreme goal. This is probably not something you want to do, but hey, I probably have to lose about 7,000 to 8,500 calories a week in order to be on track for that goal in a month. So how am I going to break that down into a simple plan? Well, what is one exercise I can do, one activity that will get me the most bang for my buck? Probably with calorie loss, that's probably the stair stepper. So now I'm going to have a simple plan of this is how many times per week or per day I will get on the stair stepper. This is how long. This is what I will do, X, Y, and Z, and it's trackable. So create a simple plan. If your goal is to save, $100,000 a year, part of your plan might be really simple. Get a 10% increase in my salary. Get a 10% raise in my salary. Decrease my personal costs by 7%, et cetera, et cetera. So come up with a simple but results-focused plan, and that's what you're going to use in order to achieve the goal. Step number 4 is you want to put it on a vision board. You want to have your goals in front of you. Why do you want to do that? Why do they keep a goal board at a football game or a baseball game? Why do we even track results? Why? For one reason, psychology. Your brain likes it when you track things. It likes it when you're looking at your goals. It likes keeping it in front of you so that it knows and you can measure how well you're doing at that goal. So what you really have to do is you have to put pictures of your goals in front of you. Let's say your goal is that dream home. Get a vision board, put the dream kitchen, put the dream pool, put the dream house, put the dream neighborhood, put how much you need for a down payment, put the type of person you need to become to get it. You want that all out on your vision board, and you want to be staring at that every single day. The reason a vision board is so powerful is because it doesn't require a lot of effort to review it. You could be getting up, stretching, and then all of a sudden you pause and you look at it and you're like, oh, that's my goal. And you're reminded of it and re-energized. So create a vision board. The most simple way to do this is just go to Staples, get a big piece of presentation board, start printing some photos, put it on there. Do not complicate it. Step number 5 is you want to schedule your plan. So this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the difference for most people is implementation, execution, actually turning the idea into a plan, or into reality. So now that you've got your plan down, what you want to do, and you're looking at it on your vision board, is now you want to take some of those small achievable steps and you want to schedule them on your calendar. So again, let's say your goal is to lose, 10 pounds a year, something like that, or 20 pounds a year. Well, that means you got to lose about 2 pounds a month, or you got to lose, for 24 pounds, you got to lose about 2 pounds a month, right? So now you're going to take that 2 pounds a month and you're going to basically break down some small achievable steps, that plan of I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. Now you're going to go to your calendar. You're going to put on your calendar the time in which you will go to the gym. And what this does is when you schedule the time, it forces you to kind of mentally commit to it. So that's why scheduling is such an important part. If you talk to anybody that has achieved a decent level of success, they can tell you that putting things on their calendar is important in the goal-setting process, the goal-achieving process. Athletes, when they're training for something, you don't think they schedule when they're going to work out. You don't think they have a routine, a schedule, something they stick to. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, well, I don't want a schedule that's too restrictive. I don't want to force myself into a little box. I understand that. I get it. And you don't want to be too rigid, of course. However, you are going to have to set aside a disciplined time every day where you do something that achieves the goal, or every week. So schedule your plan. Step number 6. This is the part that most people don't even know is available to them. And when you understand the power, you will realize how awesome this is. Declare your goals to people who you feel will support you. Declare your goals to people who will support you. 2 reasons you want to do this. Reason number 1, for whatever reason, when you talk about your goals to someone else and you declare it, you say, hey, I am going to buy my dream home. This is what it looks like. I'm going to buy it by 2025. And this is how much I'm going to put down, et cetera, et cetera. for whatever reason, it mentally cements it in your head and you begin to commit more. Commitment is a big part of the goal achievement process. The more committed you are, the easier it is to achieve your goals. So this solidifies your commitment. The second reason is you will find all sorts of people in your sphere actually have answers and advice and things that they will help you with to solve your problems. So you will be blown away at, there have been times when I've been declaring my goals to someone and say, hey, I want to start a podcast. And they're like, oh my gosh, I just found a course online, a free course on how to create a podcast. Let me forward it to you. So you'll get support from people. So declare your goals. That cements your commitment, helps gather support. Step number 7, you want to review your goals daily. Okay, you want to review them daily. Why do you want to do that? Because our minds are wired for distraction. Come on. You can't tell me in this social media day and age that you are not constantly feeling distracted by Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I mean, the distractions are endless. And so your brain is wired to get distracted because it wants to avoid pain and it wants to get pleasure. And so it's very painful to do some of the difficult tasks. So what do you want to do? You want to review your goals every single day so that you can get energized, motivated, and focused. Okay? So what I do is every morning before I start work, I will come in and I'll write out my goal. And I'll write out why it's important to me. Just a quick statement before I start my work. That just re-engages me with the goal. Step number 8, you want to review the goal weekly for adjustments. So feedback is the breakfast of champions. Feedback is really what tells you, is what you're doing working or not? The feedback you're getting. Think about it. In a relationship, as a man and as a husband, there are many times where us men and myself, we try something that we think is going to please our wife or, might be something that's going to make her happy. And, sometimes we're good at it, but a lot of times, we need a lot of help. We need coaching, we need mentorship. And some of the things that us guys try could just be downright silly. But we need to base it on the feedback we get from our wife. Is she feeling loved? Is she feeling safe? Is she feeling secure? So if my goal is a relationship goal with my wife, I'm going to be asking her, honey, how am I doing? How am I showing up? Do you feel my love? Do you feel pursued? Do you feel like, you're the most important thing in my life? And so you want to review your goal weekly and make adjustments where need be. Sometimes it's just the small adjustments that make the biggest difference. I remember one time I was, in personal training. Somebody was coaching me on, doing squats. And he's like, hey, just make a little adjustment here. And my whole life before that, doing squats, it was not really super effective, to be honest with you. After I made that little adjustment, it actually targeted the muscle that I was intending to target, and it was an effective workout. So it's a lot of times it's just those little adjustments that make the biggest difference. So if your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to read more books, whatever your goal is, each week ask yourself, I'm supposed to lose 2 pounds this month. That means I'm supposed to lose a half a pound this week. Did I lose a half a pound this week? Yes or no? I did not. Okay, cool. The feedback I'm getting is that my current process is not working. What do I need? Do I need additional workouts? Do I need to work on my diet? What is it that needs help in order for me to actually get the result I need? So you need to be insanely results focused. Step number 9, create accountability around the goal, around the activities. Sorry, you want to create accountability around the activities. Accountability to me is one of the greatest things available because you will do so much more. I will do so much more when I know people are watching me and when I know that I'm accountable to someone than I would ever do if I was just left to my own. So you want to get together with someone and say, hey, I have a goal. I'd like to lose weight. This is how much weight I want to lose each week. Can we talk weekly? Can I share and can I update you on my progress, and can you give me feedback and hold me accountable to go into the gym, eating the foods I need, etc., etc. Okay? So you want to create some accountability around it. Step number 9, you want to take massive action. And you really want to do this sprinkled throughout all the steps, but I'm just pointing this out here because massive action is so much different from what your brain and your body will tell you to do. I'm talking about massive, all out, be everywhere at all times action. Okay, so if your goal is to lose weight, right, your tendency is going to be, I need to research, I need to get the best diet, I need to do this, I need to do that. Stop it. No, you don't. You do not need to be a nutritionist to lose weight. There are plenty of people who have good bodies that do not have really great knowledge on health. You literally need to say, cool, I will go to the gym right now. I'll go to the gym right now, assuming you're not in the middle of something, or I'm going to go tonight. The more quickly you can implement, the more quickly you can take massive action, you will achieve the goal more quickly. And here's what massive action would look like for me. Okay, here's what massive action would look like. So let's say my goal is to lose weight. So I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to schedule it right away. When I get to the gym, I'm going to put on a YouTube while I'm on the bicycle, and I'm going to look at some of the healthiest foods available to me. Then I'm going to see if there's meal prep services in my area. I'm going to Google them, and I'm going to schedule them, and I'm going to get started. And I'm not going to look for the perfect meal prep service because I know perfect doesn't exist. I'm going to try one. I'm going to evaluate the results, and then I'm going to change. I'm going to try the workout. I'm going to evaluate the results, and then I'm going to change. So stop trying to shoot for perfect. Perfect comes 10 years into practicing something. That's when you get really perfect at something, or when you get really good at it. But in the beginning, it needs to be messy, it needs to be massive, it needs to be all out action. Don't judge yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just say, I'm just going to go out and experiment, and I'm going to find something that works, and I'm going to stick with it. Okay? Step number 11, the final step, is you need to persist until it's finished. Okay? You need to keep going. There is going to be trials. There's going to be adversity. If achieving big goals was easy, everyone would do it. It wouldn't be hard. Achieving big goals is hard. Buying your dream home is hard. Having the body you want is hard. Having the finances you want is hard. There's going to be hardship. You're going to go after a financial goal. You're going to set a budget, and all of a sudden your car is going to need work, and you're going to drain your savings. You're going to be like, crap, this sucks. You're going to go to the gym and you're going to try to do something, and you're going to get injured at times. Things are going to happen that are going to pause you or stop you from trying to gain momentum in your goal. And what you need to do is you need to persist. Babe Ruth said it's hard to beat a man who refuses to quit. Right? It's hard to beat a man who refuses to quit. So what you need to do is you need to understand that there is no failure. There's only quitting. As long as you don't quit, you will never fail at the goal. The only thing you have to do is every week take a look at it and ask yourself, how can I be more efficient? How can I get better? What can I do? What books can I read? What mentors can I talk to? What YouTube videos can I watch? What shifts do I need to make in this strategy? And if you persist, you will achieve the goal. So, in summary, these are 11 steps. This is the process I use to achieve the goals that I want in my life. This is how I bought my dream home when I was 29 years old. This is how I've saved money. This is how I've achieved health goals. This is how I've built a big real estate business. This is how I've done things and attacked important goals, and I get a predictable result. Almost always, when I go after a goal that's important to me, I make a lot of progress on the goal, and I tend to either achieve it or get somewhere pretty close to it. So this is the process that I use. I hope this is helpful for you. It's 11 steps. It's very practical. If you have any other tips, or you have any questions about this, or if you have any other tips, I encourage you to comment below if you're watching this on YouTube or one of the video channels, and tell me some other ways that you use to achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you crush your goals, my friend.